basically saying that if we can understand that we are within these confinements, one being our biased points of views of our human realities,
Yes.
and our subjective individual realities.
Exactly.
Two is our background conditioning,
Cultures and all
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Threes is our logical processes.
The way we think,
Yeah.
the way we perceive reality. Yep.
Four is our language interpretations.
That's a big barrier.
That's a big barrier.
Yeah.
You got all these massive barriers that are fundamental throughout human life.
Yeah.
It's just a given.
And
inherent
it seems like we are kept in this cage
of illusion.
of illusion. And
not necessarily illusion, but just
but-
restricted
Yeah, restricted to
truth.
Yeah. It seems like there's, if anything you do, being confined in the human form
We can
will
never know.
not lead you
Yeah.
to.
It is as if we could never know truth because we are human.
Yeah, that's the basic problem. Yeah,
So yeah, and I mean,
And
like
it-
we have these three tools of science, philosophy, and religion,
Yeah.
and we talk about truth, but we only talk about truth.
yeah,
We can only talk about truth within the human confines.
yeah.
That's as basic as it gets, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So basically, if it all comes down to our biggest problem is being human.
Yeah,
But then
and
the
that we
question
can only
arises-
observe
Yeah.
reality from our subjective human reality.
But then the question comes: are we really humans?
Mm.
That's what we need to look into. Like, are we really this body of bones and muscles and blood running through it, or is there more to us?
Now this starts getting really woo like that.
Okay.
but okay. Now, based on the ideas that if you assume things, it can hinder your progress.
Yes.
And ignorance also hinders your progress.
Yes.
I would like.
Like, if you think about it,
Easy to say,
ignorance is one of the biggest obstacles we have as humans. Everyone is ignorant to a certain level,
Yeah.
and there are different degrees of ignorance.
I'm ignorant of things I've yet to know.
Exactly.
Too
and,
much.
and that goes for everyone.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
is saying that, okay, I know everything. Maybe some people can.
Yeah,
or-
maybe some people blatantly say that they know everything.
Yeah, but they don't really.
We'll be honest, like.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
being human is the biggest problem,
Mm.
at this stage. So, maybe there are aspects of our own reality that we've ignored so far. Maybe we are more than just being humans. Maybe there's something to it. We haven't checked it out, and maybe some people have. So it all comes down to, like, okay, we know that we have problems. We have these certain
confinements.
limitations. Yeah, we are confined to this human existence. But what if certain humans in the past or present have actually gone beyond human existence, who have gone beyond this physical existence itself? Is that possible? Can that be
is it
done?
possible? Yeah.
And if that can be done, what does it say? Like,
And I would also like to say that, okay, say if this possibility was possible and you presented it to me and I had no idea, it would be a very extreme assumption for me to deny it outright.
Yeah.
For me to say, no, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because I am in a realm of illusion myself. Who am I to say that I know everything?
Exactly.
So what we're trying to come across is that just because it sounds airy, fairy, and fantasy does not mean that it's not fucking true.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, it sounds like a load of crap. That's right. But for you to say 100% that it's false,
Yeah.
implies, and I read this from a quote, implies that you know everything in the universe, which is not true.
It's not, if we think about it, now science is saying, okay, everything is made of energy. If you say that maybe a few hundred years ago, they'll be like, okay, you're talking fantasy. How can this not be true?
Yeah.
How come this is just energy? Like, I can't put my hand through it. It's still solid. But at the same time, we know through science, that it's not.
Everything is energy. Yeah.
At the same time, if we look into religious scriptures, go into the ancient scriptures of the world, they see the same thing. They are still pointing towards that direction, that this is just an illusion. We take any philosophy we want, like, Buddhism or Vedic literature or whatever,
Even Plato, he said that
Plato said the same, yeah.
that this world is a reflection of what he called the world of ideas.
Yeah.
And this is just an illusion. This is just a shadow of what it was,
and now
what
through,
it actually is.
And now through science, we've started to understand that because of quantum physics.
The more that we minutely go into details of everything, the more that we find that there's nothing there.
Yeah, and that shows us how this whole
conditioned we are from
and how this whole reality is just an illusion in a way for us that is binding us from seeing the reality itself. You know?
One example was color. I always relate back to this analogy because color does not exist out here.
Yeah.
It does not exist out here. It exists in our brains. All it is the interpretation of certain light waves coming into our eyes, and we create the sensation that is red or green or blue.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I would love to see color outside the abstraction of my brain. You know?
Exactly.
But I can't, and I'm always conditioned to this. Like I'm conditioned to seeing color the way that I see it.
Yeah.
And how do I know that you're seeing the exact same color?
Maybe what is black to me is red to you.
Or green, you know, or the sensation of green, or the sensation of, you know, because it's a very abstract thing. Imagine trying to describe color, you know. But anyway, so this is the fundamental things that we think that we know things. We think we know what red is, but it's only biased to our points of views.
Yeah.
And for us to say that, oh no, I know what everything is, and we can never know truth because we are within this delusion, is an assumption, and that is a form of ignorance.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that they are wrong, but all I'm saying is that at least consider the possibilities. You know.
Yeah. At least we have to keep an open mind. We can't. Yeah.
And if people are saying that they have done this, why not take it into consideration?
Exactly.
I mean, okay, they could be delusional, they could be fucking just hallucinating.
But then again, it's just like everything else. Like, you know, we have people trying out alcohol and trying out drugs and trying out all sorts of things just because, okay, those people tried it. I mean, those guys tried it. Let's try it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you do that, then what about these people who've done this kind of experiment with themselves, with their own being, transcended the physical reality altogether, and come out with some revelations? Why not try that out?
And they invite people to do the same.
Exactly.
And if that is not intriguing, man, then you're not.
Then you're not
searching for truth.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that sounds really blunt, but if I want to know what the fuck's going on, and if someone presents me an alternative to say there is a way and you could try it this way and you can find it out for yourself, you don't have to believe my words, you can see it for yourself.
Exactly.
Who am I to just say, oh no, it's bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But so that's intriguing, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll take it into consideration. I'll definitely take that into consideration. I'm not going to say that it's false.
And it's worth doing that. You know, it's worth. Like, what else are you going to do here? You're going to live your lives, you know, earn some money, die, and that's it. Like, life is more exciting than that. Like, we need to get out of this rat race reality that we've created around us and see the big picture. You know. And
why? You know, people say, oh no, that's meaningless trying to find out. It's just like, man, I exist at a blink moment, a blink of a blink of a blink of a moment of the universe. Yeah. And I exist right now. What is more, like, how is it that I don't look for this, you know?
Yeah, like, what is more important than finding reality itself? Like, if they say, like, you know, it's not worth it, what else is, you know?
Because everything else is a product of that anyway, so what?
Exactly.
So what else is more important than that?
Nothing.
But yeah, anyway, so I know you get worked out, but yeah. It's just fascinating. And anyway, so get back to the picture. Like,
the picture is ignorance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if we can identify this, ignorance is
everywhere. Yeah.
Ignorance is. Oh.
Ignorance is bliss. No, it's not really.
Yeah, I don't agree with the idea that ignorance is bliss.
No, it's not. And I think now is the time that we need to get out of this ignorance. We need to look at these radical ideas that have been put forth by many people in the past as well. And we do associate these people with, you know, Gnostic schools or secret schools or whatever. But I think their research into their inner being, in their own minds, is very much relevant for us today, especially with the kind of life that we lead today. I think their research is worth looking into. Yeah.
And understanding it rightly.
Yes, and not
assuming
that...
because I feel that this stuff applies to everyone. It applies to the analytical, scientific minded. It also applies to the people who are simple minded.
Yeah.
but it depends on the way that you interpret it, in which you can get the truth out of it.
And being open-minded is
key.
Is key. You cannot, like, you know, I remember this these stories that we hear, like, you know, when a student goes to the master, and the master is trying to teach something to the student cannot go for seeking for knowledge when he actually believes that they know everything.
Yeah.
If you do that, you've already shut yourself from
Yes.
what you can receive.
Yeah.
Okay. If only you can understand. Okay, maybe I don't know anything. Then you're open to everything.
Exactly.
And truth is everything. That's
Yeah.
what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's
all
what
we're trying to do is open ourselves up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to get away from all these restrictions and see
Yeah.
truth for what it actually is.
Exactly.